What is going on, guys? Justin here with my garage sale finds from this past weekend. This was week 3 of the 2017 garage sailing weekend, and it was a frustrating weekend for multiple different reasons, but I guess starting out with Friday morning, I had to work at 7 a.m. on Friday morning, so I was not even able to go out to any of the garage sales that morning. However, though, my girlfriend was like, hey, you know, I'll go to some garage sales and see if they have any game stuff. So she ended up stopping at a few sales for me on Friday morning and actually did find me some stuff. From the first sale that she went to, she grabbed these guys, a Toad and a Yoshi yellow plush. I guess they're kind of beanies. But yeah, these are pretty sweet. She got these for a couple dollars each, and I think she got this thrown in for free, a tin mushroom here. And then also from that sale, she found these, which she sent me a picture of them while she was at the sale and said, hey, do you want me to pick up these Wii controllers? And I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, Wii controllers? Like, what are those? So I'm looking online, you know, like Star Wars Wii controllers, because that's what they look like to me, is Star Wars, like lightsabers or something. But no, come to find out they're actually Doctor Who Wii controllers. I guess they're called sonic screwdrivers. I've never been into Doctor Who, so I had no idea, but she bought the pair of them here for $3, which I guess is a pretty good deal. These seem to be pretty hard to find. We were playing some Wii bowling with them on Saturday night. We got one of them to charge and play. The other one we were having some issues with, so I'll have to look into that. But even if one of them works for $3, that was a pretty cool find. And then finally, on Friday morning, she found a Dead or Alive 5 strategy guide, which she paid $1 for. So thank you to her for hitting up some garage sales and finding me some cool stuff. I did end up going to a few sales myself on Friday. There was a few sales that were starting later in the day. One that was starting around 1 p.m. kind of over by where I worked, actually, so I took a little bit of a lunch break and drove over there. I saw that they were advertising some Wii stuff, so I got up there, and they did have a Wii system. It had, I think it had the Wii Fit bundle with it, and it had like 8 or 10 games. Most of them were crap, though, and they were asking $80 for the whole bundle. So I picked out 3 games here, and they were willing to sell them separately, so I got these for $2 each. Mario Party 8, Zelda Twilight Princess, and a game called Walk It Out, which I believe when this game first came out, or I guess maybe it was a little after it came out, it was pretty hard to find. I remember it going for some good money. Now I don't think it goes for much more than $10, but I guess it is still pretty obscure, so I don't know. I just grabbed it and figured $2 was a pretty good deal for it. And then also at that sale they had a DSi wall charger and a DSi car charger, it looks like, in this bag, which I gave them another $1 for. So $7 for that stuff there. And then after I got off work, I raced over to this sale that had already been going on for a few hours. I saw it earlier in the day on Facebook, and I was super frustrated that I couldn't go to it right when they opened, because the pictures that they had showed a ton of game stuff. They had a Wii, an Xbox 360, a PS3. I saw an N64 system sitting on a shelf. So I raced over there after work to see what they still had, and luckily they still had most of it. I ended up grabbing, actually I took a quick video while I was at this sale. I'll throw that up for you guys right now, just showing the stuff that they had there. So yeah, it was the N64 system there, and then some boxed newer systems and a couple stacks of games out in front there. But I ended up grabbing the N64 system there. It had the expansion pack in there, which was sweet. The reset button is stuck down, but that's an easy fix. And it came with an atomic purple controller and the power cord. The lady there was asking $15 for it, but I got her to sell it for $10 since it didn't have the AV cord. And of course I had to ask, hey, do you have any games with it? And that's when my bubble was really bursted, because she's like, yeah, I had, you know, 5 or 6 games that I sold earlier in the morning for 50 cents each, and she starts naming them off for me. Mario Kart 64, Super Mario 64, James Bond, GoldenEye. She had Mario Party, Star Wars, and I just cut her off. I was like, stop! I don't even want to hear the rest of them. So that was super frustrating that I missed out on all the good game deals. Kind of surprised that the person who bought the games didn't buy the system as well. Must have not been like a shark or anything like that. But yeah, as for the other systems, she was asking $50 each on the box systems, and all the games were priced individually, which I was almost interested at that price, but that was just a little bit more than I wanted to spend on them. However, I will be talking more about those at the end of the video. So let's move on to Saturday morning, another very frustrating start, as we left the house at 7:30 to hit up a sale that was supposed to start at 8. It was advertising a Wii and games. So we get over there, and this was one of those sales that was not starting until 8 a.m. So naturally, they had a line of 25, 30 people waiting at the end of their driveway. As soon as they opened the garage doors, I ran up there. I found the Wii bundle. It was another big Wii bundle with the Wii Fit. It had like 25 or 30 games. Again, most of them were crap dollar titles, but there was a few good ones in there. So I picked out like a Mario Galaxy 2. I picked out a Wii Sports Resort. There was a Kirby Epic Yarn, and I had like 5 of them. And I'm looking around for the lady that's selling the Wii, so I can ask, hey, you know, can I give you 20 bucks for just these 5 games? I've already got a system or whatever. And so I eventually find her. And she looks at me and she's like, oh, sorry, yeah, no, this lady right here is buying everything. And I'm just like, I was devastated, because not only did we waste 20 minutes waiting for the sale to open, which is a long time on a garage sale morning, I got to watch somebody buy all this Wii stuff right in front of me, even though I was there clearly first and had, you know, whatever. I'm not going to get into that. That was just a very frustrating start to the morning. Walked away empty-handed. And it was actually a while before I even found anything on Saturday. I ended up at one sale that had a couple 50-cent Wii games, Deal or No Deal, Special Edition, and Diva Girls, Divas Online? Divas on Ice. Sorry, Divas Online. No, so I paid 50 cents each for those, and then a few sales later they had someone had a box of 360 games they were selling for $3 each. I got a 2 for $5 deal on Dragon Age Origins and Portal 2. And that was it for another long while. But we ended up at a church sale. There's a church sale that I end up at every year, and I've never found anything there. But I walked in there, and I actually found something pretty sweet. It's not often that, you know, one game like this can turn a whole garage sale morning around, but this kind of did it for me. I walked up there, and sitting all by itself on a table full of like kids' toys and stuff was a factory-sealed copy of Q*bert for the Sega Dreamcast, which I paid $1 for. And I don't know, this was just such an oddball find, especially for this church sale that I never find anything at. This was just chilling by itself. It was the only game thing they had in the whole place. So I don't know, that kind of turned the morning around. This is something pretty cool that I'm going to keep for my collection. I don't think I even have this game yet. So to get it for $1 was awesome. And then actually from there, the very next sale I stopped at, I walked up there and they had a Wii bundle. So I got my Wii for the weekend. It was a just a white system here. Came with, let's see, both the cords were here, 2 Wiimotes, both of which had the Motion Plus adapters on them. And then it came with 2 of these, I don't know what you call them, the classic controllers, I guess, is what they're called, I think. 2 of those. And then they were asking $20 for that. I think it came with like a Wii Fit board as well. I don't know what I did with that. I asked if they had any games for it, and they brought over these for me. Stack of 3 games here, which they said they would just throw in with the deal. Right on the top there is Harvest Moon, it's the Tree of Tranquility, and then the other 2, they're rubber banded together, but it's Wii Fit Plus and another Zelda Twilight Princess. However, that case was empty. I was kind of banking on the game being in the system, but it wasn't. But even to get the Harvest Moon, that's got to be worth almost the $20 I paid for the system and the games, which was a pretty sweet deal. It is complete. I will be keeping that one for my collection. Don't have that one yet. So yeah, 2 sales in a row. Found some pretty cool stuff. And then from there, there was a bunch of sales over in the next town. Actually, the next couple towns over had a bunch of sales that we stopped at and didn't find much. But while we were in the area, I stopped at a pawn shop. The only pawn shop in our area. It's like 15-20 minutes from here, so I don't get over that way too often. But I always like to stop in. Actually, this is only the second time I've stopped in there. But last time I got some pretty cool stuff from them, and I actually ended up spending almost $80 there this time. He had gotten some stuff in his glass case that wasn't there last time I was there. So I picked up red Game Boy Advance SP. It's pretty beat up. You can kind of see on the top there, and it does not have a charger. But he sold it to me for, well, he was asking $20 for it, which is a good deal, but I kind of got a bundle deal on all this stuff because I got a bunch of Pokemon games here too. These are DS Pokemon games. Got Pokemon Pearl, Pokemon Diamond, Pokemon White, Pokemon Platinum, and the winner, Pokemon Soul Silver. And so he was asking $80 for everything altogether. I got him down to $70, and then I got him to throw in, I saw he had some loose Super Nintendo manuals sitting over with some other stuff, so he threw these in for me. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Crash Test Dummies, Turtles Tournament Fighter, and Star Fox. So I got all that for $70 plus tax, I guess. But that was still pretty good. I mean, Soul Silver alone, I think still you can sell that for like $40. So that was a pretty sweet deal, especially from a pawn shop. You know, I think I'll stop in there whenever I'm in the area. He gives pretty fair prices, especially on popular stuff like Pokemon and whatnot. So anyway, moving back to that sale from yesterday that I got the N64 from, and they had all those box systems. Now, right before we called it a day garage sailing, I was like, you know what, I'm going to drive by that sale again, see if they have anything left, and see if she's a little more flexible on the prices this time. So I got there and was surprised to see that she still had everything that I had left there the day before. And this time she was much more flexible on the prices. I asked, you know, what kind of bundle this should give me on everything she had. And we ended up settling on $120 for everything I'm about to show. Here is that Wii system here. I've already taken everything out of this and kind of laid it out so I can show you guys what it came with. It came with 4 controllers, along with everything that I think originally came in the box. I don't know if there was 4 nunchucks, but there was at least a couple of them. Had the instructions in there and stuff, the cords, the sensor bar. And then also included with that was one game, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which the case looks like a ravaged animal got to it or something, probably a dog, but the case is destroyed. I'll have to replace that, but the game was in there. Actually, it was in the system. The case was empty when I got it, but I banked on it, and that time it paid off because it was actually in the system. And then here's the 360 system that I got here. There was 3 controllers for it in this box, which I don't think it came with 3 controllers. It's just the 4 GB system, the black one. But yeah, both the cords were in there as well. The box is in pretty nice shape. And then finally, here is the 160 gig PS3. I believe this is a Slim. I don't know. This is like one of like 2 or 3 PS3 systems that I've ever bought, so I'm not real familiar with them. But yeah, there was 2 controllers in there, power cord, charging cord for the controllers, like the USB. It was just missing an HDMI cord, which I think you can use like the actual just generic AV cords for this system as well, I think, but I'll find an HDMI cord to use it with. And then as for the games, a few 360 games here. She had Skate, Halo 3, Assassin's Creed, Halo 3, the Platinum Hits one, and World Series of Poker 2008. And then for the PS3, she had Lord of the Rings, War in the North, which is just the game and manual, Skate 3. Oh, Skate 3 for both systems. Little Big Planet 2, Dragon Age, Inquisition, Skyrim, some disc onlys here. It's NHL 14 and NHL 13. And then finally, The Last of Us. So, in addition to the game stuff, I guess you could argue that this is still game stuff, different kind of game stuff. She threw in these books for me that I saw there. She had them priced at $10 each, which I think is actually pretty good for these books, but they're Pathfinder games. I don't know much about Pathfinder, but they looked pretty cool. They're like role-playing games, and that's really all I know about them, just because it says role-playing game on the front of them. But 3 Pathfinder books there, and she threw those in for the $120 for everything. So, even though I did end up getting quite a bit of stuff this weekend. It was very, very frustrating, just a few sequence of events that happened. So hoping for a little less frustration in the coming weeks. This next weekend coming up is actually a dual town-wide, the annual dual town-wide sale that I hit up every year. So I'm probably going to be hitting up 50 to 100 sales next weekend, ideally, and hopefully finding more than I did last year there, because I didn't have a great year at this particular community sale last year, but hoping for some better luck this year. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for sticking around and checking out this entire video, and until next time, take care.